almost too simple. But this quote is not a cliché. It is a doorway. Behind it lies a world most people never truly enter. A world where you stop chasing and start looking inward. A world where wisdom begins not from books or degrees, but from understanding who you really are when no one else is watching. This is not just a quote. It's a call to wake up. The ancient seed of wisdom. More than 2,000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Aristotle planted a seed, a philosophical truth that has lasted generations. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle wasn't just talking about personality quizzes or discovering your favorite color. He was talking about a deeper knowing, an inner understanding of your values, desires, fears, biases, and most importantly, your purpose. Socrates, his teacher's teacher, famously said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." They both believed that to know yourself is to start living with intention, instead of drifting through life based on what others expect. What does it mean to know yourself? Knowing yourself is not just about your name, job, or where you're from. That's identity, not essence. To know yourself means understanding your strengths and shadows, facing your contradictions, knowing your wounds and what triggers you, realizing what energizes or drains you, clarifying your values, what you stand for, listening to your intuition, not just your logic. It means being radically honest with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. You can't grow what you haven't faced. You can't change what you haven't named. You can't love what you haven't accepted. Why most people avoid this? If knowing yourself is so powerful, why don't more people do it? Because it's hard. And because we're afraid. We live in a world of distraction, phones, work, validation, noise. We are trained to focus outward, to perform, compare, please. But self-knowledge asks you to stop, reflect, and face the mirror. And often that mirror shows things we'd rather not see. Insecurity, fear of being unlovable, anger we've repressed, lies we tell ourselves to cope. Knowing yourself means you might discover you're not who you pretend to be. And that's terrifying. But here's the truth. What you avoid in yourself doesn't disappear. It just controls you from the shadows. The benefits of knowing yourself. When you begin to truly know yourself, your life transforms. 1. Clarity of purpose. You stop asking, "What should I do?" and start asking, "What's aligned with who I am?" 2. Emotional intelligence. You understand your emotions and triggers. You stop reacting blindly and start responding wisely. 3. Authentic relationships. You stop playing roles. You attract people who connect with your true self, not your mask. 4. Confidence. You no longer need approval. Confidence comes from self-acceptance, not external applause. 5. Inner peace. The more you understand yourself, the less you fight against yourself. Wisdom isn't just knowledge, it's peace, and peace begins with honesty. How to start knowing yourself, a practical guide. Self-knowledge isn't found all at once. It's a journey, a process of asking deeper and deeper questions. Here are ways to begin. 1. Journaling. Ask yourself hard questions. What am I afraid of? What did I pretend to be today? When was I truly myself? Let the pen reveal what the mind hides. 2. Solitude. Spend time alone, without distractions. Solitude is where the soul speaks. Sit, walk, reflect, listen. 3. Reflect on your reactions. Every strong emotional reaction reveals something about your inner world. Ask, what part of me felt threatened? What need was unmet? 4. Revisit your past. Your patterns started somewhere. Childhood wounds, cultural expectations, family dynamics. These shaped you. Understanding your story gives you power to rewrite it. Practice radical honesty. Catch yourself when you're pretending. Name it. Explore why. It's not easy, but it's real. The self is not fixed. Here's something most people get wrong. Knowing yourself doesn't mean locking in a permanent identity. You're not a static label. You're not your job, your trauma, or your Myers-Briggs type. You are a process, a river, not a rock. Knowing yourself means knowing your patterns and preferences, and having the courage to evolve. It means being curious about who you're becoming, not just clinging to who you were. Wisdom is fluid. So is selfhood. Carl Jung and the shadow. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, believed that to truly know yourself, you must also confront your shadow, the parts of yourself you reject or suppress, the anger, the envy, the fear, the shame. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Knowing yourself isn't just about finding the light, it's about exploring the dark and integrating both. Only then are you whole. Pain as a teacher. Some of the greatest self-discovery comes through pain. A breakup reveals your attachment patterns. A failure exposes your inner critic. A betrayal shows what you value. A breakdown forces you to rebuild from truth. Pain breaks the surface. Wisdom grows in the cracks. So when life gets hard, don't just numb it, study it. What is this experience trying to teach me about myself? The end of self-deception. We all lie to ourselves. We say we're fine when we're not. We stay in places we've outgrown. We pretend we don't care. Knowing yourself means breaking these illusions. It's like cleaning a dirty window. At first it's hard, but once the glass is clear, you see the world, and yourself, with new eyes. Self-awareness is the beginning of freedom. You can't be truly wise while clinging to lies. Knowing yourself versus finding yourself. You don't need to find yourself out there in the world. You already exist. You don't need to be discovered. You need to be uncovered. Beneath the conditioning, beneath the masks, beneath the fear. Knowing yourself isn't about creating a new self. It's about removing everything that isn't truly you. It's remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. Wisdom through action. Wisdom doesn't live in theory. You can read every book, listen to every podcast, watch every guru. But until you apply what you've learned in your real life, it's not wisdom, it's information. Knowing yourself means asking, am I living in alignment with my values? Do my choices reflect who I am? Where am I betraying myself for acceptance? Live the answers. Live the knowing. That is wisdom. The journey has no end. There is no final version of you. There is no complete self. But there is a deeper, wiser, more authentic version, waiting beneath the noise. Every day you have a choice, to stay asleep in your patterns, or to wake up and look within. It's not a comfortable path, but it is a true one, the inner pilgrimage. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It's the first step toward peace, the foundation of maturity, the root of every healthy relationship, and the secret to living a life that is yours, not someone else's idea of success. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to look inward and stay there long enough to remember who you are. Because in the end, the greatest journey is not out there, it's in here. So slow down, turn down the volume, and come home to yourself. Because the beginning of all wisdom is already inside you.